Hi everybody, it's Thea and welcome back to Garden Goddess Tarot. Today's video is going to be probably the closest thing to a tarot deck collection video I'm ever going to do. But specifically, I've just been kind of the last, I don't know, a couple of weeks just kind of refining and rearranging my tarot storage situation, and I thought I'd share it with you as well. And this also serves as kind of like a handy reference video for those kind of looking to know kind of what decks I've got, just which ones, if they want to specifically pick one for a reading, you can use this video as a handy dandy little reference for that. So otherwise, I'm just going to kind of show you how I choose to categorize, store, and in a way display my tarot and oracle decks in a way that's practical, not overwhelming, which is really nice. Part of how I like this storage situation is just how functional it is. It's a little bit more than just like slapping them on a shelf library style, which is great, but I feel like I've hit a really nice little sweet spot with how I've organized them, so I want to share. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's have a look and see where the tarot decks live in my tarot room, and a few other sneaky little places as well. So let's go. So while I'm sitting here in the window, probably the first thing, the easiest thing to show you, actually, there's the garden. Look, ooh, it's so nice. This mid-August random fall we've been having. Sorry, easily distracted. The easiest thing I can show you from here is this new little setup right here where I've got the soul cards, which I mentioned in the last video, and this being my new secret little space to keep all of my big box oracle decks, so you can kind of see what's living in there. Vintage Wisdom Oracle, that's the James Wanless Sustain Yourself Oracle. All of my Hay House decks are in here. This one's really fun, the Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle. I just love the title of it, and it works really well with collage decks. Fun, so great. Sacred Destiny by Denise Lynn is iconic and so useful, and love it so much. Messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle is awesome. Love it in concept. Wisdom of the Oracle, useful. Mystical Shaman by Colette Benread there. Intuitive Fractal Art. Prophet Oracle, Fairy Tale Oracle. This is the Mystical Healing cards, I think. Yes, that's that one. Alice, Lay Vampire, Lantern Oracle, Sacred Rebels, Sacred Earth, Lonely Woods, Oracle of Portals, Portals of Presence, bit of a Portals vibe there. And this one is the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris Ann. I don't actually use it that much, but it's handy. So these are my like fluffy oracle decks. And they live here because I tend to just, like these ones specifically, I'll just like whip out and pull a card or two while I'm like on my little pillow doing my little thinky think thing, staring at the garden. So yeah, they live there, and they're easy enough to grab when I need to come over and get them. And this is just a wooden crate with a thing over top of it. Looks beautiful. So from there, if we pan this way over to above the chaise lounge, we've got a couple of shelves. This used to be full of decks, but it has now been kind of designated sacred space on its own, which I like because it keeps it, it's kind of floating around in the middle of the room. So now that one is sacred space, and this one here is kind of where the more visually appealing indie decks kind of live. I've got my Usi decks. This is Terra Volatile, Dust to Onyx, and the Witch's Tarot there. Poesis Oracle here. So wonderful. All of these are, I love. All of my decks I quite enjoy, but these ones I like to kind of, you know, have out in the space and am like reminded of them as they're out. Serpent Fire, She-Wolf, Philarkos, Somnia, the Black Tarot. Actually, that's technically not an indie deck, but it feels like it is. It really does. So it lives over here. And then the Guiding Light Tarot, which is by the same artist as the Black Tarot, Victoria Iva. And both of those are excellent. So that's kind of that shelf. And that doesn't change very often at all. It's great. So that one is wonderful. And we come back over here. Over at the altar space, I've got, I'm not going to show you too much of it, but, you know, the stuff's out. Alchemy Oracle, Radiant Sun, Days of Creation, and then the daily pulls go along the mirror at the back. And then a few kind of randos over here. Drowning World, the Chiro deck. This one, Carnival at the End of the World, it's here. I don't actually use that one too much, but it's there also. Brian Froud Fairies is kind of here, which is a weird spot, but it's over with my fairy literature, so that stays there. I have a secret deck in here, Red Seeds decks, and then the oracles are in behind on the bookshelf, and then the more it's like yours. It's kind of like my Greek themed deck section. Moving swiftly over to this basket over here, I just kind of keep a couple of more abstract meditative type decks. The Dream Dust Shamanic, this is Luminous Void Tarot by Laura Zuspin. This one is the Multidimensional Davis of Creation, There by Scylla Conway, next to the Shimmering Veil by Scylla Conway. Chrissy's wonderful chakra deck in Handmade Bag by Chrissy Bentley. The Narrative Alchemy Tarot, it's so good, and it's over here with the meditative decks, because I really like to do like deep thinky work with that one. The Tulku Oracle over here, and Soul Cards 1, and then I've got Soul Cards 2 out on the other table, and it usually lives in this bag here. So these are over here kind of by my sitting and thinking space, which is fantastic. But then when we move over here towards the desk space, the quick grab decks, this is where the real meat and potatoes kind of happens and goes. So I have another version of my quick grab decks. Since I've been making flower essences, I've wanted to denote this shelf to just hanging onto them and having them easily accessible right there. All the ones down here are the Persephone's Path ones that I have, as well as the ones I've made, and then the Bach and English Wildflower essences are all up there. But then as you move over here, you've got the quick grab decks. Ashura, the Ashura Tarot is actually down here right now. Universal Fantasy, this is the Edmund Duloc. Tree Spirit Tarot, this is the Hellenic Oracle Expanded Edition, like the revised edition with the expansion in it is right here. Ritual Tarot, right in behind it. Love it. This is the Magical Botanical Oracle. The Chris Penzak one is right there. And messages from the light meditation cards there as well. Ultimately that will go back over there, but because I've just been using it so much lately, it just kind of got comfortable in this little space. It lives there. Laptop, and right now I'm eyeballs deep, like don't want to quit, using the Chicoli Tarot and the Chicoli Oracle as well. So they're just here for right now, out and being used a whole lot, and loving the pants off of it. So this used to be more of like, not really an altar-y space, but it had like a box and it was more set up like a display. Now it is quick, it's reachable tarot decks. So a lot of these were on the other shelf on the other side of the room. I really like them here though. This is so much nicer. The girls also are currently living up here, kind of watching over the space, so, and they have their own little deck too, and they pull their own cards too, so that's fun. But also Andy's Feel Your Chakras deck is just out all the time and works with everything, but lately specifically with the Chicoli deck, it's been so good. More Andy decks here. Kind of more of a fantasy, otherworldly kind of theme. Really cozy though. These are all really cozy and wonderful decks. So that's Andy's Feel Your Chakras deck. Majestic Earth, Slavic Legends. This is the Revival Art 2nd edition. Goblins and Gardens. This is the Dali Tarot. Love that one, so good. Daydreaming in Situ, Influence of Angels, Fantasy Garden, and behind that is the Intuitive Tarot. So this, oh, and Sophie's currently sitting on the Intuitive Night Goddess as well. So these are all like relatively easily quick grab decks that I can reach from sitting at my desk as well, which is kind of where I tend to be when I'm like, I want to do a reading. So that's there, and I'm loving that. And then in this little basket are other kind of really practical decks. The Thoth right there, Tarot Classic right here, a Marseille, and then the RWS. So a representation from each of the big three. Really like that. Outgrow Yourself, Oracle Tarot by Actus Bauman. This one I end up using a lot. It's right here. And this is one that I need to get to know a little bit. Tarot Racine D'Issei. It's The Roots of Asia. Tarot is it in English, but My French is usually better than that, but apparently not today. But I saw this on Instagram. It's an out-of-print deck at the moment, actually, and I haven't, truth be told, still wrapped in plastic. Haven't even opened it yet. So like I said, still need to work with it. But I saw this on English Wildflower in France's Instagram. It was just on a page. She had it in her little travel kit next to the messages from the Light Meditation deck. And these two together, it just blew my mind. I just could not rest until I figured out a way to work with them together. So as I said, I need to take some time to go through it, but these two together present a very specific mood. I might even do a whole video specifically about them once I open her up and get to use it, but it transported me, that deck combo, and it was fantastic. These two wonderful decks in these gorgeous silk bags with William Morse wallpaper on them are this one's the Botticelli Tarot, and this is the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot. I think I can picture them. What are their names? I also keep my little, Forest Fae. I use these so much. The Forest Fae cards. Like, I've got one out right now. He's just over here. I pull one all the time, and they're just such a mood. Easy. I never talk about them because it's just like, oh, you know, this little mini deck from Rockpool, but they're just so cozy and comforting. And I really like them. Dame Darcy decks I've got over here. This is the Mermaid Tarot, Witchy Cat, and then behind that I've got the Lioness Oracle. Yeah, sorry, it's the Lioness Oracle Tarot. So it's over here. Wanting to be used for Leo season, but haven't busted it out too much. Again, it doesn't give me Leo vibes. I talked about it before in that other video, but it doesn't scream Leo for me. It's almost more Saggy, which is interesting. This is the Divine Nature Spirits Oracle. Oh, it's one of the new Angie Sullins ones. I don't actually mind it too much. It's fun. I keep pulling the same card in it though. It's kind of funny. You ever do that when you get an Oracle deck and you're excited about it, and then you use it, and then you pull the same card like 3 times in a row, and you're like, I just want to experience some of the other cards, please. But obviously there's something there need to look at. And then this is the Arthur Rackham Oracle by Duck Soup, and it's usually just always out because, like, I like to pull a card from it now and then because they're sassy. Yeah. And they're a good readjustment kind of card. They're not all light and fluffy. They're kind of on the dark and not spooky, but contemplative, like dancing around negativity a little bit, but with big $10 words as keywords. So yeah, this one, Decline, All Passion Spent. Ooh, might need to explore what that's about. But yeah, it's a good one. I like it. And then the Marielle right here, like as to have close. That's the 2nd edition. And then my original version of the Hellenic Oracle lives there. So that's the quick grab section of tarot decks. There's a lot here, but wait, there's more. As we go under the table, next to empty journals, I've got all the collage decks living right here, which are amazing. Jumble Dance, Runners of the Sun. This one is called Portals, the tarot deck. This is by That's So Pisces. You can find her on Instagram. It's pretty cool. And that's the Voyager Tarot, Craft and Decadence Oracle, Heavy Iridescent Oracle, Noisy Museum. This is the this is like, so it's like a test trying to remember their names all of a sudden. Cosmic Tribe, Tantric Dakini Oracle, and this is the Tapestry Tarot back there. So far that's the collage deck kind of collection section, other than the Ritual Tarot, which lives up higher, but that's good for now. I like that they're all together in their own little space. And then in this are all my modern decks in this basket. So you've got things like Tarot del Fuego, Tarot de Carlotides, Lilifer. This is the Triunfant de la Luna, the paradoxical with the illustrated pips, which I think I should have got the regular pip one. I'd probably like it more just because when it comes to Marseille decks, may as well be a Marseille, right? Reclaim Oracle, Iris Oracle. This thing will kick your ass. It's so mean in like the nicest way possible. Not mean, but it brings stuff up like a lot. These two together, like these two decks, they look soft and gentle, but they're really not. They'll knock you on your ass. This is the New Choice Tarot de Marseille. I really like that one. It's fun. It's a party. And then, actually, this one, it's weird that it lives here, but it does for now. Shamanic healing cards, oracle cards are there. Prisma Visions, obviously. Fountain Tarot. So, like, thematically, these are all very different to the rest of my decks, so they just kind of hang out over here and live in this space, kind of away from everything, like Black Lily, Kaimanet or Shamanay, Tarot Cyrene. It's another little modern Marseille deck in there. And then this guy, oh, what are you called? Moon Magic Tarot by Tarot Dark Forest. It's pretty cool, but it has a modern vibe, so it lives over here. The Sacred Bee Tarot and Oracle. This is a project I still need to work on. I need to put titles on it. It's the John Waterhouse Oracle. Blurp. But I've been really meaning to put keywords on it. Not modern at all. Does not belong in the theme of this basket, but it needs to be here so I remember to do it. So that's there. And this is the... Actually, this one also technically doesn't belong in this basket at all. It's the Mountain Dream Tarot. I don't really know where the best place to put it is. So it's in here. Lightseers is there, and this is the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. And then a tarot book back there. So, oh, wait, no, that's not a book. Light and Shadow Tarot in there. So these kind of all have a more modern vibe about them, and they live in this basket together, and that works really well for me. So that's those. Now we're gonna pivot to over here on the Apothecary shelf where things are a little bit chaos. Above, up here, we have, at the moment, because spooky season is upon us. It's coming. It's not quite here, but I'm getting ready for it. The spooky decks. I've got Seasons of the Witch, Magic of You, Earth and Bone Oracle there. Hush Tarot, Talisman Oracle. The Corrado Roy Dark Side Tarot is in this bag. Corrado Roy Murder of Crows is there, and this here is Tarot of the She, which is a spooky deck. Fight me on it. It's so spooky. The spookiest things happen with that one. Deviant Moon lives here. This is the Marielle First Edition, and then the Lunar Nomad Oracle there, which is neat because it's a Lenormand as well as an Oracle, and there's these giant cards, and they're so beautiful. I really should share about that one a little bit more, but that's there, getting all ready for spooky season. Aquaria deck, Tarot Oscuro, just kind of there, because that's too big to fit in my, like, more Golden Dawny Magically drawer, which I'll show in a sec. And then Forhaxa lives here. Dreams of Gaia and Seeker and Messenger Oracles are here. Quickish Grab, don't fit in the modern deck basket. And then in my little nature basket next to some Greek Sage, I have the Glowwood Oracle, and then there's a Sibylla and a old style Lenormand in there. So that's kind of the Apothecary cabinet tarot deck pile. Moving next to it over here, though, we have a little basket of witchy decks. So these are like my witchier decks. Druidcraft is in here. Llewellyn Tarot's in here. This is the Earthbound Oracle. Ludi Lescott, Tarot of Vampires, Tarot of Sexual Magic, and the Tarot Sex Magic Oracles in here too. Witch's Wisdom, Witch's Oracle. This wonderful deck by Naomi Kornick, I believe. Old Ways Magic Oracle. It's awesome. Love it so much. Pastoral Tarot's in here because it's a witchy deck to me and how I use it. And then Crow Tarot is there. So that lives there in this cute little basket that I got at the thrift store. And in my Alex stores over here, there's no decks in it anymore, which is awesome because I've been really wanting to not store decks in this anymore, and I've finally got to a place where I can, so that's fantastic. Now it's just like crafty stuff. I got washi tape. This drawer is bags and tarot cloths because you gotta have those as an avid reader. This are my fountain pen stuff and inks. We'll talk about that later. If you want to see about that, let me know. more craft stuff, doll clothes. And then Overflow is that one. So I'm really glad there's no decks in that anymore, because it didn't feel right to have tarot decks living in there at all. And then we move over to the sewing table, which has a couple of decks on top of it. This is the Collage Oracle. Thank you, Candy, for turning me on to this one. It's so cool. I need to do a video on that, actually. And then I've got the Margaret Peterson Rain Shadow Tarot, Illuminated Earth, Faceted Garden, Nature Spirit message cards, and bag of runes on top. And that's pretty simple there. And then we move into the drawer at the top here. And this is my kind of more Golden Dawn-y type decks. And then there's a random Marseille as well. So Artisan Tarot, Nicholas Conver decks here, Initiatory Golden Dawn Tarot, Hermetic Tarot's in there. And then this one is randomly here as well. Maybe? Because I feel like this one, the vibe of it probably goes best with the collage decks, even though it's not a collage deck at all. It's not even a tarot deck at all. Anyway, it fits in here right now, so that's where it's living. Zillich Tarot down here. This one is awesome. I love this. How'd you get? And it's in a little tin. The art style is beautiful, and it's deep and emotive. Oh, it's so good. Tabula Mundi, Barbara Walker. This random Russian deck is in here, which I've had to washi tape shut, but that's a fun one. I think it's called the Magic Tarot of Destiny. It's very like 80s romance novel covers. I'm into it. Millennium Thoth still hanging out here. Tarot Illuminati and Tarot Apocalypsis are also in here. Tarot Apocalypsis is in here. Burr, burr. Not necessarily super Golden Dawn-y. Like a little bit. They're like a kind of a traditional tarot. But this is the drawer where they fit the most. But this whole section feels more like, I don't know, how do I describe this? It's like tarot-y tarot. Like their theme, if the deck had a theme, it was the theme of tarot. There's an RWS. This is the Centennial Edition Dangleson Dream, and it is the Shining Tribe Tarot by Rachel Pollack. So I still need to learn a little bit about that one. So that one's not a good one for reading for other people right now. And then Tarot's Color is in the back, and then my Thoth Greenie is buried at the back of that shelf at the moment. So that's that one. Fits snug, fits nice. And then this drawer I thoroughly enjoy. These are my talk box decks. So the drawer doesn't fall all the way out. But Los Carabeo talk box decks, I'm into it. Chicoli Tarot usually lives there. But what have I got here? Klimt, Bosch. This is a chopped version of Tarot of 1001 Nights. There's the empty box for Botticelli. He's in a bag right now. Golden Art Nouveau, Rackham, Gustave Doré, Secret Forest, Dark Angels. I don't know, they're just a vibe. Oh, they're everything. Love them. Cosmic Tarot, Londa, Tarot of the Cat People, Aquarian Tarot, Morgan Greer, the revised edition of the William Blake Tarot, so it's not the one that's out now, by, use your brain. Come on, Thea. What is it? Schiffer. Schiffer has the new version of that out, and it's pretty good. The coloring's a bit different, but that's just the older one. Navigator's Tarot of the Mystic Sea, Anne Stokes Gothic Tarot, Tarot of the Spirit, Surrealist Tarot, that one's so good. Bianco Nero, Vision Quest. So they all live in there. That drawer just makes me happy. And then this is the obligatory incense drawer, because you gotta have that. Is that it for up here? I'm just trying to think. I think so. And then I guess technically the Categorize Oracle lives there for right now, because I pull a card and look out the window with it while it's sitting at my cute little desk there. So, where I do readings and film and stuff. So yeah. So that's kind of the this room tarot storage situation at the moment, which I'm really into. Everything's categorized so perfectly and so wonderfully. I just realized I forgot to mention what these ones are. Encore Tarot, Mystic Palette, and then Wild Unknown, and then this is the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery. Oh, and there is one deck on the Altar Space, which is my Alchemical Tarot, but that's because I use it for for that. So yeah, I'm really into the setup of this. And like, they're all kind of, before I used to have them kind of in their little piles designated in different corners and different spaces all over the house, but it was just too much to be like, oh, I have to go find it if I want it. And I was always using the same ones all over again, so they're just kind of in their little groupings, little tarot families kind of all over, and it's fantastic. Oh gosh, this video is also going to be a bit chaos because that reminds me, in here, this lovely spare room, which since I've redone it, it's so amazing. I have a little stack of decks destined for the shed. I really want to keep these outside, so when I'm like puttering in the garden and puttering in the shed, I have access to decks, and these ones just fit really well. Forager's Daughter Tarot is here, and it's probably the closest thing to like an animal deck that I've got. It's really quite stuck in the bag, but it's in there. It's the newer one, the Art Nouveau edition of it. This is the flower deck, the florography deck there. This is the Green Witch Oracle. This one, Cheryl and Darcy. It's fun. I just kind of want to keep it in the shed next to my vegetables growing in the garden because it's basically the garden deck. It's full of, like, look, there's a pumpkin card. It has to go out in the shed next to the garden. And then this is the Gaian Tarot, and then the accompanying guidebooks are all kind of there. Oh, the Afterlight edition. That's what the Forager's Daughter one was called. So, anywho, so those are all there. And then down here, Purgatory basket. And then in here, there's a little bit more Purgatory. So these ones are all destined to go elsewhere once I get around to it. And I guess we may as well complete the entire collection. Come downstairs into the main room. On this bookshelf, I keep a couple of tarot decks, just the mini Tarot Visconti there. Love that. It's so tiny. It's my tiniest deck. It's so twee. The Golden Tarot, and then in behind it, I've got the Tarot de Marseille weight. It's just a good one to, like, if someone's here and randomly wants a tarot reading. I like grabbing that one. Just, it's fun and easy to read. And then when we pop over here into my bedroom, don't mind the underwear hanging around drying. Who even am I? I got the Dreams of Gaia next to my bed because I just really like pulling that one before bed. It's amazing and I love it. And the only other ones in my purse, I have a copy of the Universal Weight because it's good for travel. And it's either that or the Ashura. And sorry, I'm coming into the kitchen, into this little cabinet where I keep all of my like teas and, you know, stuff. I think in behind the rice here. Hilarious. I've got a copy of the Herb Crafters. Because why not? I like it in the kitchen. If there was ever a kitchen deck, it would be this one. The Herb Crafters Tarot. So yeah. Let's put it away. Look up there. There we are. So that is the deck storage situation, I guess. How I keep them. Essentially, it's a collection video too, technically. Hey Arthur, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, you good? Yeah, good boy. Well, that's a good dog. Belly rubs. So there we have it. I guess that's every single tarot deck that I own and where it lives in my house. And again, it's just mostly a reference for those if you're looking to pick a specific deck that you'd like a reading with, and just if you're curious about how I store them, how I categorize them. And for the most part, we've got like a section of modern decks, a section of collage style decks, fancy indie decks on the shelf, quick grab decks, witchy decks, spooky decks, kind of purgatory decks, and shed decks. Those are my main categories, and I tend to, I've noticed in the way I collect tarot and decks specifically, I do have themes I stick to, and if there is a deck that really doesn't fit any of those themes or groupings, I'm not as interested in it, and that's just naturally how I you know, go about my tarot collecting journey. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I really do. It's been a pleasure to show you around the tarot room quick house tour while we were at it, actually. Big thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Bottom of my heart, you guys know. And if you're looking to go a bit deeper, learn a bit more about me, my practice, yourself in the process, feel free to join channel memberships. There's a wonderful space of an amazing group of people. We chat behind the scenes. There's lots of bonus content, videos, and private readings available. So have a look if you're interested. Otherwise, just a big thank you for being here, and I will see all of you fine people in my next video.